God, he was so annoying. This is another one where it was a bad boss, and part of the reason I kind of left this job. So I worked production at Savers / Value Village. I just want to throw that in there because Savers and Value Village is the same thing depending on where you live, for like a year and a half. Well, our store manager was transferred to another store, which was devastating because he was the nicest, funniest, best store manager that you could possibly have. He was great, and was replaced with a total jerk off. Like, nobody liked this guy. He was the worst. He was lazy, he was annoying, he was rude, he was misogynistic, and I don't use that word lightly, but he was. Just a couple of comments I can remember, and my friend still works there, and she tells me the things that he says to her. Super inappropriate. He thinks it's funny, but it's not. And he was just not, he's just not a good boss, let's put it that way. Like, I did every single position in clothes, and I did every single position in housewares. Housewares, by the way, was my favorite. It was everybody's favorite at my job. And so one day, I'm pricing housewares. Well, this customer wanted me to price an entire set of dishware for her as one single unit, because at the time we had priced all the bowls, all the plates, all the cups separately. So she would have had to buy each individual piece, and she wanted them all together. And I could tell by the color of the tag, because every week is color coded, I could tell it by the color of the tag that it had been out for 3 weeks, which means this was probably our best chance of selling it. And I've seen the managers, if something has been out for a while, they'll reduce the price. Like, if something has been out from the day before or that day, they won't reduce the price. But if it's been out for 3-4 weeks, I mean, we only give a 6-week limit on things being out on the shelf, because every 6 weeks the colors repeat. And so when a new color goes out, that old color has to be thrown away. And sometimes, like, when I would be cleaning up the plate section, I would see things that are literally 40 weeks old. That's not supposed to happen, but I would see it, and it's pretty funny. I was like, I mean, okay, like, I kind of knew that I shouldn't have been doing this, like, maybe a step above what I should be doing, but at the time, I was like, you know, I'm the one pricing housewares today. I mean, they give that power to you when you're pricing housewares. They give you the power to price things whatever you deem is acceptable. And so I figured, okay, this entire set has been out for 3 weeks. I'm just gonna give it to her for this price. You know, I took into account all of the dishes that she had and all the prices that were there, and I took that all into account, and so I priced it what I thought was according. And then, you know, we taped everything together, and I put one single price stamp on it. I should have known that she wasn't coming back, but I trusted her. She told me she was gonna go cash her check, which who the fuck goes shopping and then find something they want and then goes to cash their check? You'd think that you would just cash your check, go shopping, and then buy everything you want immediately. That should have been a red flag for me, but it wasn't, because I am naive. She leaves. I leave the thing out on the floor, and I told my other coworker, I said, if she's not back by the end of my work shift, I'm going to go and untape everything and take the price away, and she can go screw off, you know? Well, I forgot to do that. And so the next day, during our production meeting, we had a meeting every single day at 10 a.m. My lovely store manager decides to tell the tale of how a manager with braces told this woman that she could have this set for this set price, and everybody in the store was confused as to what was going on. All the managers were confused, and nobody knew what was going on, and it took them 45 minutes to untape everything and solve the mystery of this set of dishes. Which does not make any sense, because when you're pricing, the tickets come out with your initial on them. Obviously, I was the one pricing housewares. I'm the only one that has the name starting with an O. So clearly, I'm the one who has braces. It was clearly me. Why they didn't just come to me and ask me what I was doing or what I was thinking or just the situation to dissolve it is beyond me. I get it's a managerial thing that I, you know, did, and I overstepped my position, but like at the same time, if you're confused about something that I did and you know it's me, why not ask me? Why not come to me? I could have solved it in a second. I could have gone out there and untaped everything. And after the meeting, I went up to my friend and I was like, that was really uncool that he just called me out, but didn't directly call me out in meeting. Like, he clearly was me. Everyone knew it was me. I'm dealing with braces. I was pricing housewares. It was me. whatever. And I was just like, I mean, I was a little embarrassed, but I was not gonna let him win. You know, I was like, I made a mistake. Like in the meeting, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is embarrassing. Like, and he took like 10 minutes to explain this entire story. And, you know, he didn't call me out by name, but it was obviously me, which is like a little bit more embarrassing, that it was like he was trying to make it a mystery when it actually wasn't a mystery. And so anyway, I got over it. Like, I was a little bit embarrassed, like when he first started talking about it, and then other than that, I was just like, oops, sorry, there's nothing I can do about it now. It was a mistake. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a fucking crisis we're under. And so I went to my friends and I was like, should I say anything to him? Like, I kind of want to say something to him. I always need approval from people. It's ridiculous. And she was like, yeah, I think you should. Like, it was kind of lame that he called you out and didn't actually say anything to you. And so I went to his office and I was like, hey, I'm sorry about what happened, but like, why didn't you come to me? I said I could have figured it out. Like, I would have gone out there and untaped everything and cleaned everything up and fixed it. Like, I would have had no problem doing that. Obviously, it was my mistake. And he was like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm sorry, what? It's not a big deal? Like, clearly it was a big deal if it took you 45 minutes to figure it out and then you had to make a 10-minute story time out of it during meeting. Like, clearly it was a thing on your agenda. Why didn't you come to me and like say something to me? Like, I would have gone and fixed everything. Like, I'm like, what? Like, why didn't? And then he was like, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, what? He told me, he was like, oh, don't make a big deal out of it. And just the smirk he had on his face, I wanted to smack it off. God, he was so annoying. And so he's one of the reasons I left that job, because he was just a jerk to work for. And yeah, so I got called out during the meeting and he didn't even come to me. He just thought it was too above me and I was just a little tiny dot on his radar that he couldn't even talk to me about it. Super lame. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little tidbits of job. Bye.